Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am doing the Future of Yugioh on my channel, and as you can see, we're going to be talking about the new Dark Magician support that was just released about a week ago. And I thought it would be great to talk about this card because, personally, out of Blue Eyes and Dark Magician is the one I love. Because even though he's Yugi's boss monster, Dark Magician was technically my first Yu-Gi-Oh card. He was the first structure deck I actually got. Dark Magician was the first card I ever got. His artwork is still my favorite, the original one, and he was one of my first Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I can't deny that. And even though I had the original Blue Eyes as well, but Dark Magician just has a better place in my heart. So I'm actually really happy for us to be getting some of this Dark Magician support. So yeah, let's get started on this. Oh, and for you guys who haven't seen the Future of Yu-Gi-Oh segment on my channel before, this segment is where I talk about cards, decks, archetypes, all sorts of things to do with what could happen in the future of Yu-Gi-Oh, what I think could be great in the future of Yu-Gi-Oh, and all of that. And this segment is just talking about these because I think these cards could have some real big potential to actually become meta and just be really fun. Sure, the Blue Eyes and sure the last Blue Eyes support and the Red Eye support didn't do anything, but this support has some pretty real stuff. And sorry if you can hear some noise in the background. My mum's doing hoovering crap. Sorry. So yeah, let's start off with the first card, which is Magician of Black Illusion. Now, Magician of Black Illusion is a Dark level 7, obviously it's Dark Magician support. Dark level 7, spellcaster effect, 2100 attack, 2500 defense. Now, that's basically the opposite of Dark Magician, so that's why it's called Black Magician, Magician of Black, so it's kind of got its name the other way around. Its effect is, this card's name becomes Dark Magician while it's on the field. So basically, you're able to search the Dark Magician thing and use its effects. So next effect is, you can only use each of these effects of Magician of Black Illusions once per turn. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell/trap card, you can special summon this card from your hand. Well, that's actually a really good effect, because if this is in your hand and you activate, like, say, MST, Twin Twister, a field spell of some sorts, you can just be like special summon, and you won't even care what your opponent has, because you will just get a free special summon because you activated a spell or trap card, which can be really good. And you can even, it's during your opponent's turn, so still, even though it's during your opponent's turn, that's still really good, because you could have been like, oh, activate MST, pop a back row, now they enter battle phase, they try to attack you, special summon Magician of Black Illusions. So, you can legit protect yourself from damage that turn, and also just stop the game completely. Because you're probably not going to be taking damage that turn with a 25 butt on the board, and it's just very useful for that fact, which I think is really good. And its next effect is, while this card is face up on the field, if you activate a spell/trap effect, you can target one Dark Magician card in your graveyard, special summon it. So that effect only works on your turn, and it's actually really good because of that effect, you could be like, oh, I've got a Dark Magician in my graveyard. I special summon that Dark Magician, make a rank 7 play, so you could be like special summon the new Ebon Magician or the old Ebon Magician, special summon Big Eye, special summon Draco Sack, Red Eyes, Metal Flare, all these different things, and that's just a really good effect. And also, it also shows that you can use the original Dark Magician in this deck to just have some great plays with it. So yeah, that's a great card. This is probably gonna be run out free in the deck purely because of that effect, and well, not just that effect, but the special summon effect. And it's just a great card in general. So yeah, that's the first card, Magician of Black Illusions. So let's move on to the next one, which is Magician's Rod. Now, Magician's Rod is a Dark level 3 spellcaster effect monster with 1600 attack and 1000 defense. So this is basically a normal summoning card, which is pretty good. And when it's affected, when this card is normal summoned, you can add one spell or trap card that is listed, that lists Dark Magicians in its text from your deck to your hand. So basically, you can search any card in the game that has Dark Magician in its text. Not its name, its text, which is very key because that can actually win you games. Because you could be searching all sorts of stuff with this card, which I'll be talking about a little later on, because I'm going to be talking about some stuff you can use with this support. But yeah, and its next effect is, during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell/trap card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute one spellcaster type monster, add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect of Magician's Rod once per turn. So basically that has some recyclability in it, because you could have activated any spell or trap effect that turn, and then you can just get it back, and then just use more effects, which can really help. Because being able to search your deck can actually be a really vital key to winning a game, which is really, really good in this deck. Which is really, really a good key to this deck, because now it's got more search ability. So yeah. And that's the Magician's Rod. So let's go on to the next card, which is Magician's Robe. So Magician's Robe is a dark level 2, 700 attack, 2000 defense. So this is basically the big butt of the deck from what it looks like. Its effect is, during your opponent's turn, you can discard one spell/trap card. That's a cost. It's a cost. Special summon one Dark Magician from your deck. This is a quick effect. So that basically is, it can basically protect you. That can be like, oh, your turn, your opponent has a field, they can get over this monster, but then you can just be like, oh, son, I discard my card, and then I don't die, which is actually quite good. So I would say that's a really good effect. Just being able to bust out a Dark Magician during your opponent's turn can be really, really good. And its next effect is, during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell/trap effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Magician's Robe once per turn. Now that's a really good effect, because if you've activated a spell or trap effect, you can legit just special summon from this card from your grave, and then be like, oh, I have this monster, and I can have a spell card in hand. I can special summon another Dark Magician and go with this, and then have a big board. So that's actually really good, and I think it's going to be a card used a lot, because that is a very good effect, and it's a very good card. The only downside is that it gets banished, but there's still stuff that you can use, like Premature Burial, to put it back in the banish zone, which is back in the grave, because that's actually really good, and I think this card will be used up free maximum, just like Magician's Rod and Magician's Black Illusion. So let's go on to the next card, which is not a monster apparently, but a spell card. And this spell card is Illusion Magic. Now this is a quick play spell card. Its effect is, tribute one spellcaster type monster, and up to two Dark Magicians from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only activate one Illusion Magic once per turn. Now that effect I'm not too sure about, because I don't think this counts as a Dark Magician while it's in graveyard, so it wouldn't really be that good. So let's see. No, it wouldn't count as Dark Magician while it's in graveyard, but it does say Dark Magicians. So you could be like, you could search something like Demok, which I have here, because it doesn't actually state that you can't. So you could be searching like Demok, and all sorts of things. So you could be searching like a normal Dark Magician and a Demok, which can be really helpful, which is kind of good. I wouldn't say this is a card you would use up free, maybe at 2 or 1, but it's still a quite decent card, and I think it will be used quite a bit. Because that's actually quite good, because just being able to search a Demok, because this card's obviously going to get unbanned, because we recently got the errata, so it will become unbanned, and there is a reason for this card to be used in it. And just being able to search that card from your deck is just really good. And the next card, which is another spell card, is Dark Magic Circle. Not meant to say in circle, meant to say circle. Okay, this is a continuous spell card. Its effect is, when this card is activated, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can reveal one of them. You can reveal one Dark Magician or spell or trap card that lists Dark Magician in its text among them, and add it to your hand. Also, after that, place any remaining cards on top of your deck in any order. Now that is like a Gishki chain effect that you could use with the Necros deck. Because this is like sorry guys, this is like a Gishki chain effect that the Necros had, but this is for Magicians, so that's actually really good. And the fact that it's when it's activated isn't that great, but still being able to look at the top 3 cards and just adding a Dark Magician spell or trap card to your hand, or a Dark Magician monster, can be very, very useful. So this is a very good card as well, which actually will help the game. And its next effect is, if Dark Magician is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish it. You can only use each effect of Dark Magician circles once per turn. Now that is an amazing set effect. Because you can be like, oh, I special summon my Dark Magician or my Illusion Magician or my illusions because it counts as Dark Magician, then just banish any card on your opponent's field, which is very good. Sure, it targets, but that is still a very good effect, and I think it will be a very good card, because this card seems like it's going to be one of the best cards in the deck, purely because it can search the top 3 cards, just like a pot of, I forgot what it's called. Whatever. The one that looks at the top 3 cards of your deck and adds one, or a Gishki chain, and then you can just be banishing stuff, which is very good. This card will be used at 3 in the deck most definitely. So that's a very good card. And the last card we're going to be talking about of the new support, which is not a monster, is Magician's Navigate. Now, Magician's Navigate is a normal trap card. Its effect is special summon one Dark Magician monster from your hand, then special summon one level 7 or lower spellcaster monster from your deck. If you control Dark Magician except this turn... Oh, my mistake. That effect is the next effect. So that effect's really good because you could be like, oh, Magician's Navigate? Magician's Navigate. Special summon one Dark Magician from my hand, then special summon a Dark Magician girl. So you could be like special summon 2 Magicians, which can be really helpful. Or you could just special summon 2 Dark Magicians to make rank 6 plays. Rank 7 plays, my mistake. Which can really help. Also the fact that you can summon out, say... Ooh. I'm trying to think now. That's wrong. Also, but because of there's cards that say require effects for Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, though, you could use this card allows you to use the Dark Magician Girl, so that could be actually really helpful. And also, it gives those Dark Magician decks those feminine touch, right? So yeah, that's a really good thing. I think this card will be used up probably 1, maybe 2. But it's actually really good just being able to summon a Dark Magician Girl and a Dark Magician out. And then being able to maybe use the Magician cards. But too bad most of the Magician cards are OCG exclusive currently with those. But still, it can be very useful. So yeah, that's the last card we'll be talking about of the trap cards. Let's move on to the last new support card we'll be talking about, which is Ebon Void Magician. Now, Ebon Void Magician is a rank 7 Dark 2300 attack, 2800 defense. Its effect is, it takes 2 level 7 spellcasters to make. And its effect is, while this card has Xyz materials, you can activate quick play spell cards and trap cards from your hand during your opponent's turn. But you must detach 1 Xyz material from this card to activate them. Now that is a very good effect, because just being able to be like, detach a material, activate a quick play spell card from my hand, that's actually really good, because you could be activating like a Twin Twister from your hand, you could be activating like a Mirror Force from your hand, you could be activating a MST from your hand, you could be activating Torrential Tribute from your hand. You can be activating all these different cards from your hand closer this card is on the board. Sure, you detach a material, but that's still very good. And you can use it up to twice per turn, which is also another good thing. And its next effect is, if this card is XC summoned, if this XC summoned card, is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one Dark Spellcaster monster from your hand or deck. Then you can destroy one card on the field. Now that's actually really good as well because it can replace itself, and it can also just destroy an opponent's card. So saying, I'm not going on my own, I'm taking you with me, plus I'm gonna bring someone out to back me up I'm also bringing someone out for some defense as well. So that's really good, which is actually quite a good effect, and I think this card will be used up probably at 2 in the extra deck at most, which is really good. So that's all the new support, guys. So the last thing I'm going to be talking about is a few cards that I think you'll be using with the deck, because it would make sense to actually use them with the deck. So the first card we're going to be talking about for additional help with the deck is the Eye of Timaeus. Now, the Eye of Timaeus is basically a fusion spell that states Dark Magician in its text. So the reason you can use this card is because of the Magician's Rod, because Magician's Rod allows you to search spell cards with Dark Magician in its text. So you could be like, search to Eye of Timaeus, fuse a Dark Magician, and then make any of the Magician, Amulet Dragon, or the Dark Magician Girl one, which I forget. I believe you can. And it's just really good because of that, and it's probably a card you would use at 1, but it's actually a very good card, which I think will be which I think you would be playing at 1 just because how good it can be. And the next card we're going to be talking about that you can use with the deck is Dark Magic Attack. Yeah, cliche from anime. Yeah, but Dark Magic Attack is also another card you can search with Magician's Rod, because it does state, if you control a Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So that's basically like, oh, I have Dark Magician, I'm Heavy Storming you. I mean, no, not even Heavy Storm, it's Harpy's Feather Duster, which is very good, and that's a great card to use. So it's another card you can use with the Dark Magician deck. So yeah, another good card to use with Dark Magicians. And the next card is Thousand Knives. Now, Thousand Knives is another card that is basically has Dark Magician in its text, but instead of it being really good how it can destroy all monsters or something, it's destroy one monster your opponent controls. But the thing is, it doesn't target. So not being able to because it doesn't target, you can just be like, oh, activate. You've got no response. Okay, so you lose your card now and you can't respond. Because if they don't respond to the activation, then they're losing one monster regardless. Which is just really good. And even though it's not a card you would run at 3, it's probably a card you would run at 1. Just because it's a decent card, but it's still a good card to be able to use. Just being able to just select a card instead of being able to target it is really good. Because you could be like, oh, you've got a Cosmo Dark Destroyer on the board. I cannot get over it currently. I activate Thousand Knives. That Destroyer is going away. It's not coming back. It's never seeing the board again. So that's a very good card, and it can be really useful. And the last thing I think that it's a bit spicy, just because we will be getting Dark Magician of Chaos back, is just Dedication Through Light and Darkness. Now, Dedication Through Light and Darkness is a quick play spell card. Its effect is tribute one Dark Magician, special summon one Dark Magician of Chaos monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So, being able to just bust out this card when it does get unbanned, which it will because it's errata, can be really good, because that's actually a really good thing, and you can actually run this because it's searchable. You can use it very easily because you can just be busting out Dark Magicians. You've got like 6 Dark Magicians in your deck because of this, and you can just be doing so much. And also just being able to bust out this and recycle your spell cards because of it can actually be so good. Sure, you'll get it at the end phase now because it's errata, but even so, you can still banish monsters with it, which is amazing, and I just think it will be a very good card to run, which is why I'm saying Dedication of Light Through Light and Darkness can be very good. So yeah, guys, tell me what you thought of this new support. Tell me if you thought I have some great ideas with these cards that have Dark Magician on them. And please, tell me if you liked this video. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, guys. And please like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.